New Avalon was one of humanity's most beautiful colonies. It had tall glass towers, green parks, and oceans as blue as Earth's sky. Built with care and hope, it was a peaceful place where families laughed, children played, and life was calm. But now, it was gone. All of it. A small alien patrol ship from the Galactic Peace Force arrived near the planet. They expected to receive signals, greetings, maybe even traffic control instructions. But their screens showed nothing. No radio signals, no movement, no life. At first, they thought their equipment was broken. But when they got closer, the truth became clear. New Avalon was dead. The cities were ruined, towers had fallen, parks were scorched. The ocean had turned black. The surface looked like it had been hit by a massive attack, but there were no signs of a fight, no ships in the sky, no defense systems used. It was like everything had happened in seconds. The patrol ship landed near the capital city. Dust and silence greeted them. There were no bodies, not one. Just empty streets, burned vehicles, and buildings that looked like they had melted. One of the alien officers said in a shaking voice, "It's like someone erased it." When the footage reached the Galactic Council, they held an emergency meeting. Leaders from dozens of species watched the recordings with cold eyes. Some whispered. Some looked nervous. But the final decision was simple. They told the public it was a solar flare, a rare, deadly event from the system's sun. An accident, a tragedy. But not everyone believed the story. On a hidden space station orbiting Earth, human intelligence agents reviewed the footage. They had seen this kind of destruction before. It was not natural. It was clean. Too clean. Like the work of military-grade plasma weapons. The same kind used by certain alien fleets. The ones who had never liked humanity's fast rise in the galaxy. Earth didn't speak. Not to the Council. Not to the media. They said nothing. But deep inside Earth's main defense center, a project was being reactivated. It had been shut down. For years. Locked away. Feared by even Earth's own leaders. The project's name was simple. Vengeance. In a dark room, lit only by red lights and flickering screens, a voice spoke. New Avalon is gone. Another voice replied, cold and sharp. Then it begins. No one knew it yet, not the Galactic Council, not the enemies hiding behind fake stories. But Earth had already made its decision. The silence was not weakness. It was the sound of storm coming. And far across space, near the edge of known territory, an old ship powered up for the first time in a decade. Its engines roared to life. Its hull bore the scars of past wars. But it was still strong, still deadly. Inside, the crew took their positions. Each one had lost something, family, homes, whole worlds. They were not diplomats. They were not soldiers, following orders. They were survivors. And they had one mission: find the truth and punish the ones responsible. As the ship rose into the dark, star-filled sky, its name appeared across its side in bold white letters. Vengeance. No one saw it. Leave. No one knew where it was going. But one thing was certain. Humanity had been hurt. And when humanity is hurt, it remembers. Earth was quiet. Too quiet. The destruction of New Avalon had shocked many. But on Earth, it was a deep, burning wound, hidden beneath calm faces. The leaders gathered in a secret room, far from the eyes of the world and the Galactic Council. Their voices were low, filled with anger and pain. They could not trust the Council anymore. They knew the truth. New Avalon had been destroyed by a deliberate attack, not a natural disaster. A large hologram of the destroyed colony hovered in the center of the room. This was no accident, one leader said. And if we stay silent, more worlds will die. Another nodded. We must answer back, but not with words, with action. They agreed to activate an old project, a ship that was once Earth's greatest secret weapon. It was hidden in a deep space dock, far from prying eyes. The ship was called the Vengeance. Built in the last war, it was heavily armed and fast. But after peace was declared, it was put away, almost forgotten. Now it was the last hope. The crew was chosen carefully. They were not the usual officers or diplomats. These were survivors and fighters, people who had lost everything to the unknown enemy. There was Captain Mara, a woman with sharp eyes and a calm voice who had survived the fall of her home world. Then came Jax, the engineer, who could fix almost anything, even in the worst conditions. There was also Tira, the pilot known for her fearless flying through dangerous space. Their orders were clear: find out who destroyed New Avalon and send a warning. They had to show that humanity was not weak or broken. As the Vengeance powered up, its engines hummed with power. The crew stood silently, knowing this mission could be their last. Earth watched from behind closed doors, hoping their secret weapon could survive where diplomacy had failed. The ship left Earth's orbit without a single broadcast. No goodbyes, no public announcement, just silence. The journey into deep space was tense. Every star outside the windows was a reminder of how far they had come from home. Every unknown planet was a possible trap. But the crew stayed focused. They shared stories of loss and hope in the quiet moments, reminding each other why they fought. Days passed until finally, the ship entered the edge of a forbidden sector, a place where human ships were banned. Here they would find answers or die trying. Captain Mara looked at her crew and said, "This is only the beginning. Whatever waits for us, we face it together." The Vengeance disappeared into the blackness of space, carrying with it humanity's silent promise. They would not forget, and they would make the galaxy remember. The Vengeance moved silently through the dark space near the Forbidden Zone. This area was known for danger, alien patrols, hidden mines, and ships that didn't want humans near. But the crew didn't care. They were ready for anything. Their mission was clear: find the truth about New Avalon's destruction. As the HFY ship entered the restricted sector, sensors scanned the stars and planets for signs of enemy activity. It was quiet at first, too quiet. Then, on one small moon, the crew found something: a hidden black market station where illegal goods were traded in secret. Jax, the engineer, worked quickly to hack into the station's security system. They wanted to see everything: the trade, the ships, the people who might know what happened to New Avalon. After hours of watching, the crew found shocking proof. Secret recordings showed massive alien warships firing plasma weapons at New Avalon's cities. Civilians ran for their lives, but the weapons were too fast and too strong. The footage showed no warning, no mercy. It was an attack. Captain Mara watched the images carefully. "This is what the Galactic Council wants to hide," she said quietly. "They don't want us to know the truth." The crew gathered all the evidence and prepared to send it to Earth's hidden archives. If the Council would not act, humanity would at least keep proof safe for the future. But their actions did not go unnoticed. Nearby, a fast alien ship began to track the Vengeance. The Hunter was coming. Mara ordered the crew to prepare for battle, but first they had one more task: upload the evidence. As the upload finished, the alien ship launched its attack. Missiles flew through space, aiming to destroy the Vengeance before it could escape. The crew fought back with everything they had. Energy shields flared, weapons fired, and engines roared to dodge the deadly strikes. Despite the attack, the Vengeance escaped deeper into space. But the message was clear. The enemy knew they were coming. Captain Mara turned to her crew. "We have proof now. The next step is justice." The ship changed course toward the home system of the alien king who ordered the attack. The war was far from over, and in the quiet of space, the Vengeance prepared for a fight that would shake the galaxy. The Vengeance was no longer a ghost in the void. Word had spread quickly among the shadowy corners of space. Humans were hunting back. The alien king who had ordered New Avalon's destruction was watching, and he did not like what he saw. It began with warnings, silent threats sent through encrypted messages. Then came the bounty hunters, mercenaries hired to stop the Vengeance at any cost. One cold night, as the crew rested, alarms screamed through the ship. Alien ships, fast and deadly, surrounded them. The hunters had found their prey. Captain Mara snapped to action. "Battle stations, prepare for close combat." Her voice was calm but full of fire. The crew knew this fight could mean death or victory. The Vengeance was old but built for war. Its weapons roared to life, firing bursts of energy that lit the blackness of space. The alien hunters were fierce, but the humans fought with something stronger than weapons: rage and hope. The battle was brutal. Ships collided, weapons exploded, and space itself seemed to tremble. The crew worked as one, each knowing their role. Jax repaired damaged systems under fire. Tira piloted the ship through deadly maneuvers, dodging enemy blasts. Amid the chaos, one alien hunter's ship was crippled. Its pilot, a tall figure covered in dark armor, called for mercy through a translator. "I am not your enemy," the alien said, voice trembling. "The king ordered this attack. He fears humans. But you must know, he is dangerous beyond belief." Captain Mara stared at the screen. "Tell us everything." The alien revealed secrets of the king's plans, how he wanted to control the galaxy by destroying any species that grew too strong. Humans were the greatest threat. The crew listened carefully. This was more than a fight for revenge. It was a war for survival. With new knowledge, the Vengeance set a new course for the alien king's home system. They carried a secret weapon, one that could change the fate of many stars. As the ship jumped into faster-than-light travel, Captain Mara spoke softly to her crew. "We are the hunters now." The galaxy had ignored humanity's pain for too long. Now the silence would be broken. The Galactic Council sat in their grand chamber, voices low but tense. They had received the message from the Vengeance, clear proof that the destruction of New Avalon was no accident. But the Council chose to ignore it. They called Earth unstable, saying humans were too quick to anger, too ready for war. They refused to act, hoping the conflict would fade away. On the Vengeance, the crew watched the Council's broadcasts in disbelief. Captain Mara's eyes burned with anger. "They don't want peace," she said. "They want control." The alien king mocked humanity openly on a live broadcast, calling humans barbarians and monsters. He laughed as he spoke of crushing the Earth once and for all. The crew knew words were useless now. Earth's answer would be clear and strong. Without warning, the Vengeance vanished from all known scanners. Cloaked in powerful stealth technology, it moved like a shadow across the stars. No one knew where it had gone, but the message was simple. Earth was ready to strike back. Back on Earth, leaders watched the silence with heavy hearts. They hoped the storm would not destroy everything, but they knew it was coming. The Vengeance carried not just a crew, but a warning for the galaxy. Humanity was done waiting, and somewhere in the darkness, a plan was being set in motion, one that would change the fate of many worlds forever. The silence in space was broken by a sudden, terrible light. The Vengeance moved quickly toward the alien king's home system, carrying a weapon no one expected, a dark matter bomb. This weapon was hidden deep inside the ship, a secret from even the Galactic Council. Captain Mara watched the stars as the ship neared its target. "This ends now," she said quietly. The crew prepared for what they knew would be a final, terrible strike. The dark matter bomb was dropped into the heart of the alien star, a massive sun that gave life to countless planets. The bomb's power was beyond imagination. Within seconds, the star began to collapse. Fire and ash spread through space as the sun died. Millions of aliens living in that system were lost in an instant. The explosion was so powerful it shook nearby star systems. No one saw the weapon coming. No one knew Earth had such power. The galaxy was stunned. Other alien empires began to panic. They sent messages, asked questions, tried to understand what had happened. But Earth remained silent. Captain Mara stood on the bridge of the Vengeance, watching the dark star burn out. "Let them see what happens when they erase a human world," she said. The message was clear and loud. Humanity would never be weak again, and the stars themselves would remember. The galaxy fell silent after the star's destruction. The great alien king system was no more, reduced to ashes and shadows. The Galactic Council met again, but this time their faces showed fear. They had underestimated humanity. Earth vanished from the known star charts. The Vengeance and its crew disappeared without a trace. No one knew where they went or if they were even alive. Rumors spread among the stars. Whispers of a hidden human empire growing in the darkness. A shadow power ready to strike when least expected. Human colonies that once seemed lost began to send secret signals. Survivors were still out there, waiting and watching. Humanity was not dead. It had only changed. In quiet corners of the galaxy, alien leaders spoke in hushed tones. They erased a human world, one said, and made the stars bleed for it. The story of Earth was no longer one of weakness or defeat. It was a story of survival, revenge, and warning. The humans had answered. And now, the galaxy would never forget.